12 Most Ideal Getaway Spots in Malaysia. Assuming that nations were granted for variety, Malaysia would top in front of the pack. In addition to the fact that Malaysia is a mixture of ethnic societies, however, it is likewise a mix of various traditions, cooking styles and religions generally coinciding calmly together. From huge island gatherings to mountains, rich high countries and tropical rainforest, the country's geology is just as different. Likewise, Malaysia is an exceptional nation in that it is partitioned into two principal expanses of land. West Malaysia involves the southern portion of a promontory imparted to Thailand, while across the South China Ocean is East Malaysia, arranged on the Borneo Island. This outline of the most ideal getaway destinations in Malaysia focuses on the social, memorable and normal attractions consolidated. For a knowledge in Malaysia's most well-known islands and seashores, view the best island in Malaysia. 1. Gunung Mulu Public Park. Renowned for its uncommon limestone karst developments and amazing cavern frameworks, the Gunung Mulu Public Park is quite possibly of the most spectacular normal fascination in all of Southeast Asia. Situated in Malaysian Borneo in the Sarawak Express, this public park includes the absolute biggest and longest cavern frameworks on the planet. Remembered for these is the world's biggest cavern chamber, the Sarawak Chamber, which is assessed adequately enormous to hold 40 Boeing 747 airplanes. Arranged among rainforest, perfectly clear streams, tough mountains and profound gorges, the recreation area's other wonderful elements incorporate the zeniths, a convergence of pointed, limestone towers, a karst sinkhole known as the Nursery of Eden, and two glorious pinnacles, Gunung Mulu and Gunung Programming Interface. The recreation area is likewise home to various natural life species like hornbills, bats, gibbons, yapping deer and unshaven pigs. Notwithstanding directed cave visits and climbing, a well-known movement here is strolling high over the treetops along the world's longest shelter walk. Since Gunung Mulu Public Park is situated in a far-off region, the most ideal way to get to it is via air into the Mulu Air Terminal. Notwithstanding, it is likewise conceivable to arrive at it by a mix of street, boat and climbing from Miri, albeit this can require numerous hours or days. Plans with local escorts will give transportation and housing. 2. Langkawi. Situated off Malaysia's northwestern coast in the Andaman Ocean, Langkawi is an archipelago of 99 islands flaunting beautiful seashores, rainforest, mangroves and timberland-clad mountains, making it one of Malaysia's most famous locations. Lately, resorts, lodgings, cafes and other traveler offices have created in Langkawi, offering guests the chance to encounter the archipelago's extraordinary normal magnificence. By a long shot, the biggest of the islands is the eponymous Pulau Langkawi with a populace of exactly 65,000, the main other occupied island being close by Pulau Tuba. The island's normal wonder is its main fascination. Seashores offer fine white sands, completely clear waters, limestone precipices and water sports. The most famous ocean side, Pantai Senang, is occupied with cafes and bars. The seashores of Pantai Tengah and Pantai Kok are more separated, offering harmony and serenity. A few safeguarded parks offer wilderness journeying and mangrove visits where guests can encounter stunning perspectives on the Telaga Tujuh Cascades and colorful birds and creatures like screen reptiles and macaque monkeys. Gunung Raya and Gunung Mat Singking are Langkawi's tallest mountains with post focuses introducing extraordinary perspectives on the area. And across to Thailand, gondola rides and the Sky Bridge are fun ways of rising the mountains and overview the encompassing magnificence. 3. Taman Negara. Enveloping 3 states across the northern piece of West Malaysia, Taman Negara is presumed to be the most seasoned tropical rainforest on the planet. A famous ecotourism and experience objective, this public park is overflowing in natural life from uncommon plants to colorful birds and scant creatures like the Malayan tiger, Asian elephant, and Sumatran rhinoceros. Most guests access Taman Negara through the town of Kuala Tahan, which is situated across the waterway from the public park base camp. From the guests' middle, wilderness climbs and different undertakings can be set up. There are different energizing ways of encountering the recreation area's normal attractions, for example, climbing, fishing and cavern investigating. Quite possibly of the most famous thing to do is in Taman Negara the Covering Walk, an extended engineered overpass high over the treetops where guests can walk and impression extraordinary birds. Directed night safaris are additionally accessible to see establishes that main blossom around evening time, shine in obscurity growths, and nighttime animals like owls, panther felines and water mythical serpents. Climbing Terrasek Slope likewise gives chances to see unique cases, wild pigs and lovely all-encompassing perspectives. Visiting the settlements of native gatherings, known Orangasli, are beneficial to find out about their practices and ways to get by in the wilderness. For food decisions, the drifting cafes along Kuala Tahan's riverside are not to be missed. 4. Kuala Lumpur. Under long-term back, Kuala Lumpur was only a tranquil tin mining town in West Malaysia. Today, this equivalent drowsy town has thrived into the country's government capital, and biggest city, ordinarily called KL by local people. This energetic city is a social mixture, noted for its great high-rises and humming scenes of shopping, feasting and nightlife. When contrasted with other significant world urban communities, KL is one of the more reasonable travel objections. In the same way as other huge urban communities, Kuala Lumpur experiences weighty traffic, so getting around is best by monorail. From touring memorable milestones and English pioneer structures in the old city to survey the famous Petronas twin pinnacles in the cutting-edge locale, and perusing the vivid road slows down in Chinatown, there is no deficiency of things to see and do in KL. 5. Penang. Situated in the waterway of Malacca off West Malaysia's northwestern coast, Penang Island is a well-known vacationer location because of its noteworthy Georgetown and rich culinary variety. Its situation along one of the world's most voyage transporting courses has mixed Penang with a brilliant exhibit of societies, design and food. Whether via vehicle or public transports, Penang Island ought to be investigated to see and experience its numerous attractions like the Botanic Nurseries, Bird Asylum, Butterfly Park and the white sandy seashores of Batu Ferringhi along the north coast. Various sanctuaries speck the island, including the high-priority snake sanctuary with its snake inhabitants, and the enormous sanctuary of incomparable ecstasy, previously an untouchable and jail settlement. Jerajak Island, on Penang's southeastern tip, is presently a tropical heaven offering open-air experience as well as spa and spoiling administrations. No visit to Penang would be finished without a trishaw ride or stroll around the island's capital city, Georgetown, to see its English pilgrim engineering and memorable Chinese and Indian sanctuaries. Also, Georgetown is loaded up with business sectors, cafes and bars. Likewise, not to miss here is Little India, a region overflowing with sweet-smelling flavors and exuberant Bollywood music. Broadly viewed as Malaysia's food capital, Penang is well known for its culinary combination of the multitude of world's significant cooking styles, making it a one-of-a-kind food all by itself. Flavorful decisions flourish from upscale fish cafes to Chinese faint aggregate slows down, bread shops and side-of-the-road sellers serving the neighborhood claim to fame, scorched koitio, a sauté dish of rice noodles, cockles and bean sprouts. 6. Kuching. The biggest city on Borneo Island, Kuching is a famous base for investigating Borneo's rainforest and the territory of Sarawak. Notwithstanding, Kuching offers a lot for travelers to see and do during their visit, from touring memorable milestones to clamoring markets and open-air diversion. Kuching gives an exceptional setting, its high rises and present-day design encompassed by lavish wilderness. The city is arranged on the banks of the Sarawak stream with a delightfully finished waterfront offering perspectives on notable milestones. For example, Post Margarita and Astana Royal Residence, as well as great present-day structures like the Dun Complex. The bustling waterfront is where travelers will find a variety of food sellers, melodic well springs, a perception tower, an outside theater and various waterway journey activities. A stroll down Kuching's most seasoned road, principal marketplace, uncovers noteworthy Chinese sanctuaries, markets and many collectible and handiwork shops. Various historical centers in the city show neighborhood history and fine arts, while an aquarium shows fish species from the Sarawak stream. Unmistakable for its umbrella-molded rooftop, the Kuching Municipal Center contains a planetarium and a review stage introducing extraordinary flying perspectives. Pleasant nurseries and close-by public stops generally offer lakes, cascades and sporting exercises like nature trails, wilderness journeying and cavern investigating. 7. Perhentian Islands. The Perhentian Islands are a little gathering of delightful, coral-bordered islands off the bank of northeastern Malaysia, not a long way from the Thai boundary. The two primary islands are Perhentian Besar and Perhentian Kessel. Kessel draws in additional voyagers as it has less expensive convenience, while Besar is somewhat more costly and caters more to families and the people who need to keep away from the hiker party scene. The Perhentian Islands offer some extraordinary jumping and incredible swimming. Notwithstanding coral and fish, the Perhentians are home to the ocean turtles and a few types of shark. The islands are additionally confounded by little ways associating one ocean side to another, yet be ready to perspire and smack off bugs on the off chance that you tackle any of these. There is almost no extravagance convenience on the Perhentian Islands, with the first in class being cooled chalets and the base being a bunk in a longhouse. Limits are generally debatable in the slow time of year, however the better convenience can get gobbled up quick, particularly on ends of the week and occasions. 8. Kota Kinabalu. The capital of the Sabah state in Malaysian Borneo, Kota Kinabalu is a quickly developing vacationer location because of its nearness to tropical islands, rainforests, natural life shelters, public parks and Malaysia's tallest pinnacle, Mount Kinabalu. Generally called KK by local people, Kota Kinabalu has a little downtown area, bragging a number of milestones, dedications and an observatory, which offers wonderful perspectives on the city. The vast majority of KK's primary attractions lie beyond the city, for example, Langkawi Untamed Life Park, Kota Kinabalu Wetlands Center and Kinabalu Public Park, which offer natural life, for example, proboscis monkeys, tigers, orangutans and elephants, as well as open-air experience like setting up camp, wilderness traveling, hiking, whitewater boating and waterway travels. Only minutes from the city, the Tunku Abdul Rahman Park highlights 5 little islands that are great for plunging, swimming and cruising. A visit to the Monsopiad social town is a must-do to encounter the customs and culture of the Kadazan native clan and to see the prize skulls guaranteed by an unbelievable fighter over a long time back. 9. Cameron High Countries. Giving a cool departure from the intensity of the marshes, the Cameron High Countries in the Tidawangsa Mountains are one of Malaysia's most established vacationer locations. Created with an English nursery enchant, this lovely tableland offers lavish view, bright blossom ranches, tea estates, woods, lakes, untamed life and outside diversion. In spite of the fact that lying in extensive good ways from each other, a few towns and settlements likewise spot the region, offering dwelling, bright business sectors and exhibition halls, for example, the Time Passage display, which grandstands the set of experiences, individuals and improvement of the Camerons. The most famous of these towns are Brinching and Tanah Rata. As Malaysia's central tea and bloom maker, the Cameron High Countries has large amounts of rambling tea manors and blossom gardens as well as vegetable ranches, natural product plantations, butterfly gardens and bumblebee ranches. Large numbers of these foundations are available to general society. A few pictorial greens are accessible for golf players. A grand vehicle drive to Malaysia's most noteworthy point, Mount Brinching, presents stupendous perspectives, while the overgrown woods includes a promenade through immaculate trees and plants along with looks at birds, creatures, reptiles and bugs. Very much checked wilderness trails lead climbers to delightful cascades and all-encompassing ignores. 10. Malacca, telling a significant situation on the bustling ocean course among India and China on West Malaysia's southwestern coast. Malacca was managed and fought over for a really long time between Indian, Portuguese, English and Dutch states. Therefore, this cutting-edge Malaysian city is presently a well-known vacationer location loaded with engineering, culture, customs and food, all mirroring its rich legacy. Known as a social blend, Malacca contains a few regions that all element their own particular attractions. The Portuguese settlement is portrayed by enchanting estates, memorable holy places and the remaining parts of an old post. In the Chinese Quarter is Malaysia's most established Chinese sanctuary, the Cheng Hun Teng Sanctuary, as well as perhaps of the biggest Chinese graveyard outside the nation of China. The Dutch area includes probably the most established Dutch engineering in the East. Furthermore, each social zone includes its own practices and celebrations like the Portuguese Intrudu and Chinese New Year. 11. Sepedin, Malaysia's just maritime island. Sepedin lies off the east shoreline of Borneo, encompassed by the tropical waters of the Celebes Ocean. Shaped over centuries out of living coral reefs, it is currently a central hub for scuba jumpers, who come to investigate one of the world's most extravagant marine natural surroundings. There are a stunning cluster of jumps for guests to browse. A few take you through barometrical submerged passages and sinkholes, and others past steep coral walls and spiraling reefs of fish. Twirling about the island are every conceivable kind of marine life, with ocean turtles, hammerhead sharks, and manta beams spotted to a great extent. As the island has been shut starting around 2004 to safeguard its lovely seashores and submerged wealth, it is just opened by boat from Mabel and Kapalai, the two of which lie close by. Once battled about by Malaysia and Indonesia, Sepedin is presently one of the most mind-blowing jump objections on the planet. 12. Kota Bharu, frequently utilized as a visit by numerous voyagers visiting the wonderful Perhentian Islands, Kota Bharu offers its own special appeal, attractions, shopping and food. Situated in peninsular Malaysia close to the Thailand line, Kota Bharu is the capital of the Kelantan Express, a city simple to get around in. Kota Bharu is notable for its numerous galleries covering the set of experiences, culture and legacy of Kelantan. One of the most well-known historical centers is the Illustrious Gallery, which offers a look into the state's imperial family through many photos and rich relics. The historical center of illustrious practices and services merits a visit just to see the exceptional wood royal residence it is housed inside. Quite a bit of Kota Bharu life rotates around the city's clamoring commercial centers, of which the focal market is the biggest. Encircled by cafes and occupied roads dabbed with old trishaws, the focal market is abounding in neighborhood ladies working food stands and selling vivid products of the soil. Outside as far as possible, the ocean side at Pantai Kahaya Bulan and the Mount Stong State Park offer open-air exercises, for example, swimming, waterway travels, boating and cavern investigating. Scuba plunging is accessible at the site of a Japanese wreck from the Pacific conflict.